Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan, and today's video I'm going to be talking about some new lipsticks to kickstart this new year with. I picked up some different shades, some different formulas, and we're going to be seeing all of that in today's video, so let's get started. The first shade I'm going to be talking about is the Halal lipstick in the shade Toffee Brown. This would be like a very nice, beautiful brown nude shade on very deep skin tones. I have seen it and that's the reason I recommend it. When I recommend it in my video, I just don't based off my opinions on some wild judgment. I actually sit and watch swatches of this on other skin tones, so you can definitely check this one out on deeper skin tones for sure. And this looks like a nice nude shade. For me, it is a little bit dark and grungy, so I would prefer this to be sort of like a matte finish. I would have liked it that way because this one I feel like it looks a little too grungy and a little bit like retro in my opinion. I would prefer a comfortable creamy matte finish and something along that line, but nonetheless it's a beautiful shade. So this is definitely a cool brown shade in my opinion. It's not as warm, so if you were looking for something like that, definitely do look into this one. So the next one we have is a Lakme Absolute Precision Lip Paint, and so I have this one in the shade 302 Whirling Brown. So I watched a couple of swatches, and that's the reason I picked up this shade, because I found it to be a little bit different. I wanted to pick up something a little bit different. Now this one is on a similar lines of MAC Topped with Brandy in a lip paint form, and it has that, you know, great undertone to it. If you were looking for those kind of shades that is a little bit out of the blue, if you wanted to try out something a little bit different with different undertones, you can definitely look into this shade. But let me speak about the formula just a bit. I feel like it is not as pigmented, and you have to apply it a couple of times to get it to that pigmentation you would want to. Like, I have some pigmentation on my lips and it was peeking through with at least 2 complete layers of this, so I had to go in, dip the brush at least a third time to get that to the pigmentation I want to. And I feel like, you know, without the brush, I don't think you would get the precision you would want to. So at all times, I think you need a brush at hand. And once you apply it and let it rest on your lips for a bit, it does settle into that, you know, comfortable matte finish, and it looks nice on the lips, and it does emphasize a little bit of like lines, and if you have any texture on your lips, like, you know, dry patches, flakiness, it does emphasize it just like any other creamy lipstick would. But yeah, it just has a decent wear time. It does smudge and smear quite a bit, so just keep that in mind. It depends on your preference, and if you're okay with it, you can definitely try this particular shade out if you wanted it in a you know, normal form. Like, if you didn't like MAC Topped with Brandy because it's a liquid lipstick and it is a little bit drying, and you wanted something a little bit more comfortable, you can try this one out. But yeah, I would probably also try to use this on my cheek just because the undertone is a little different. I am skeptical of doing that, but it doesn't transfer as much. There's just a slight transfer. Next up, we have the Insight Non-Transfer Matte Lipstick. This one is in the shade Vixen, and this is what the shade looks like. I feel like it's such a beautiful shade, and it's a deep red. It's a deep red shade. It is a red with a little bit of a deeper undertone, like a little bit of a berry hint to it. It looks very, very nice, and it is a little bit on the cool tone side, so it makes your teeth look nice and white. It's very comfortable. It is matte. It does transfer a teeny tiny bit, so it's not completely transfer proof. Affordability and the color selection that they have in this range is so nice. I also wanted to pick up the shade Stormy, which I have my eyes on for quite a bit, but it was always out of stock when I wanted to buy it. I'll probably buy it when it comes back in stock sometime. So I also picked up another shade from this range called Jawbreaker, and this is what the shade looks like. Such a beautiful purple shade with a very nice, again, dusty mauve purple shade. It looks so nice, very different, very out of the box, and I really like that an Indian brand has been trying to come out with different shades of lipstick. What you usually find is just reds, a little bit of brown, a little bit of pink, but this is so different, and I'm amazed. Again, like I mentioned for the previous shade, I love the formula of this. It has a decent wear time. It does wear like any of your other lipsticks, where if you eat something, it does fade away from the center of your lips, but it doesn't smudge as much as your other normal creamy lipsticks would. So the next one we have is the Renee Lip and Cheek Tint, and this one is in the shade Pandora Pink. So I only just wanted to try the formula out and see if it's something I like. So I also wanted to use this on my cheek, and that's one of the reasons I got this, because it has more of a creamy finish to it. It doesn't really mask the pigmentation of my lips that well, and I'm not a great fan of the shade, but I think I would really like this one as a blush. I haven't used it yet as a blush, but I think I would like this more so as a blush than a lip and cheek tint, because I feel like, lip tint is something that has to sort of give you that subtle color but stays on your lip for a really long time. But this one just gives you it's like a lip balm. It's moisturizing on your lips. It adds a nice sheen to your lips, but it doesn't stay for a really long time. So next up we have the Faces Primer Plus Matte Lip Crayon, and this one is in the shade Wild Orchid. So I just wanted to try the shade out because I thought it was a little bit different. I didn't know it is going to be a lilac purple shade. I'm not a very big fan of this shade. However, I love the formula of these lip crayons. So if you are looking for something that is a little bit different, purple shade, you can try this out. It is a straight up purple shade. Not sure how many people would actually enjoy this shade. Next up we have the Lakme Absolute Melt Matte Mini in the shade Brown Souvenir, and this is a liquid lipstick formula which I absolutely love. It's very comfortable, long wearing, doesn't dry your lips out. So even if this does fade away, it exits decently. It doesn't make it look like a patchy mess, and I love this to wear underneath mask. And this is a liquid lipstick formula I have been using very regularly, and I love this shade. It's a brown shade with a little bit of red hints to it, with a little bit of brown hints to it. It looks really nice on medium skin, medium tan skin tones for sure, and I think a lot of you guys would really enjoy this shade. So the next one we have is from Belora. This one is in the shade number 28, Nudie Mystery. This is one of their newer launches, so I've not seen a lot of swatches. That's the reason I picked this one up. This is a very nice brown toned nude shade for my lips. Like if I wear this without makeup, it would wash me out. I feel like it has a little bit of like a warmth to it, but also at the same time subtle cool undertones to it. It's a very nice shade, quite unique, and you would really like this if you are of light and medium skin tones for sure. Like you can of course buy this if you have medium tan skin tones as well, but if you like to wear it with makeup, add a little bit of gloss to it, and then it will look really nice. Like if you have like a complementing eye makeup, it would look very beautiful. The formula of these Belora liquid lipsticks is such that it is lightweight, it's pigmented, it dries down completely matte, and it has a decent wear time. But depending on how your lips are, if your lips are a little bit too dry, certain shades would make it a little bit dry, but these kind of shades wear a lot better on your lips, and it doesn't dry your lips out as much. But if you don't really like liquid lipsticks at all and you have like very dry lips, dry chapped lips, you might not like the formula of this, but I find it to be comparatively a lot more comfortable than so many other liquid lipsticks that I've tried out. And I'm someone who has a little bit of a threshold when it comes to handling dry liquid lipstick, so I can take this. So if you find liquid lipsticks as such to be a little bit drying, then you might not like this because it has a little bit of a thin consistency. It's not creamy and moussey like the Kiro liquid lipsticks. So yeah, nonetheless it's very comfortable for me. I find it to be really nice. I've worn this so many times out, and I've worn this the entire day as well, and it hasn't like sucked the moisture out of my lips. So the next one we have is again from Belora. This one is in the shade Caffeine High. So because it mentioned caffeine, I thought it was a brown shade, and that's the reason I picked it up, but I'm ending up with similar shades of red. I have so many of these particular deep red shades, so I am sort of like, okay, how many more do I buy like this? Because I couldn't see any swatches online. There was no swatch image as well, so I just picked this up in a whim, and I must say that I'm kind of like done with these kind of shades because I have so many of that. But again, if you're looking for deep red shades with good pigmentation, good formula, decent wear time, you can try this one out. But I'm telling you guys, I'm done with this shade. So yeah, those were pretty much all the lipsticks that I picked up. I wanted to pick up a little bit of different shades. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I see you guys in the next one. Bye.